Do I look like Mel C? Ah, I'm just really hot.
Oh my God, mate.
I
I
can't
have
do
got
it.
an emergency neck fan, but I'm like, I think
Ooh.
you might hear it. So I'm just
Oh,
gonna take one for the team.
reasonable adjustments.
I know.
Let's see if we can do an hour because an hour and a half
That's a lot in
is
it.
a marathon. But to be fair, great ep and great responses. So thanks.
Yes, I know. Those comments. Oh my gosh. So
Honestly,
nice.
wild.
Yeah. I hadn't seen them, and then when you sent me them, I was like, I'm not emotionally prepared for this.
It was just so nice. I'm like, um, so for people who don't know, we've got like captains of different things. So like I'm
Yes.
captain of content, but Elle's
Yeah.
captain of comments. I'm like, it just helps us like divvy up different jobs. Is divvy a Yorkshire phrase?
I don't know because I'm a bit too close. So I think a lot of the stuff you say, I say, and then I don't
Yeah.
know. Share it out.
Yeah, share it out. So Elle's the commenter, and it was just so lovely to see, wasn't it? The fact that like people are actually watching us and we're not just chatting
Yeah,
to each other.
that was the first thing. Yeah. Amazing.
Love it. Anyway,
It comes around quick as well, doesn't it? We're recording again.
no, and we've not chatted today, so I feel
No,
like
I know.
we're having a proper catch up. Like I don't know what your day's been like. I don't know who are you anymore.
I've been MIA today. Who am I?
I kind of like that though because but then we've got things to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah. Spill the tea.
Spill the tea.
Hey up, how are you?
I'm tired. I'm like,
Yeah.
this heat doesn't do me any good. And I know we're British and we moan whether it's cold, warm, or in between. But I didn't have a great sleep. And me and sleep, I am like a baby. If I don't get a good
Mm,
sleep, I'm not good for no one. So
no.
I've had a day where I've like just completely chilled, not put pressure on myself. Um, but I'm good, like mentally very good. Just
Mm,
it's one of those days, you know how we
hot.
were talking about like some days are just not the one.
Mm,
But apart from that, I'm good. It's so hard for me to just not be the best
yeah, yeah.
and say that I always feel like I have to be like, but I'm all right.
Mm,
It's annoying, isn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah. And it's like you feel, oh, I don't know, not necessarily you feel, but I feel like a bit guilty. I'm like, oh, but I shouldn't feel like that because it's like it's valid. You're allowed to
Yeah.
feel like that. I'm gonna have to move because I'm in a slightly wonky position. It's doing my head in. There
Oh,
you go.
yeah. You gotta square yourself up, haven't you?
Yeah, that was gonna annoy me for the
Yeah.
rest of the app. So I was like, no.
What we're saying.
How are you? What have you got to tell me? How's your week been?
Oh yeah. So my week's been good. Am I doing highlight or just the week in general?
Go for it. Do what you like.
Well, what have I done this week? So I have done lots of crafts, which I've thoroughly
Mm.
enjoyed. And my big kind of highlight, which is so geeky, but I don't care, is I've learned how to change colours in
I
crocheting.
saw that on your dad's Father's Day.
Yes, and I was so buzzing because I was like, I never thought I'd be a crafty person, and I've just
Mm.
really like went into it and like I was gonna say ran with it, but hello. Um, but yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed that and got stuck into it, and I think that's a highlight because I'm really finding my inner peace, you know.
Oh, so underrated.
So underrated. I'm like,
Hmm.
it is like I put on Instagram yesterday that it feels like my version of like going to the gym. But
Hmm.
then I thought, well, it's not exercise, but like meditation almost.
Mm.
Because you're doing like the monotonous over and over and over. So yeah, that's just been really nice to get stuck in.
No,
Mm.
wholesome week.
Yeah, what else have I done this week? Genuinely, you know when someone says, "What have you done with your week?"
Survived, mate.
Yeah, I've been out. What have I done? Oh God. So I went to the range, right, for buttons.
Yeah, because we had some miscommunication on that, didn't we?
Yeah, because you thought I said chocolate buttons, which would have been very valid. Like I
Yeah.
would have got them. But no, like actual buttons. And it was a heat wave. I was like, CBA to get in the car, but I know I'll enjoy the trip when I go. Built myself to go up all day, got in the car, red hot oven, and I got into the range, no buttons.
Oh no.
Do you know when you're like, I know this is not a problem, and like, there's so much like terrible things happening in the world, but like, I've brought all my energy into this trip, and I felt like saying to one of the
Oh,
staff members, like, "Are you sure you don't have any buttons?" Like,
yeah.
so they only had red, which I was like, "Ah, I don't want red." Anyway, I've ordered some on Amazon, and I've already got them, so it's really not a problem.
But when you've spent that energy, it is annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? When you're disabled, every kind of chore is so much energy.
Hmm.
And like you build up oh my God, I'm so moany, I'm so sorry. I'm premenstrual.
Do you know what? You always seem to know because obviously, as part of the captainship, you don't
Yeah.
actually know what the topic of the week is this week. So
Okay.
you are absolutely foreshadowing that.
Wow. Okay, well I'll pause there then, but that's where my brain's at the moment. I'm
Yeah.
putting my energy into shit and no one's giving me it back. And I want it. I just want my goddamn buttons, okay?
And I would prefer them to be chocolate.
Well, and I think I need, like, let's be honest. I had a tub of ice cream last night with a
Mm.
flake because I was like, this is the only thing that's going to get me through the evening. And it did. It worked. So,
And did you sit with the freezer open for that little bit longer? Because
not gonna lie, yeah, I was like, oh. Because it's just, when you live in a flat as well and it's hot,
yeah,
oh. I'm so sorry, everyone. This is what you're gonna have to deal with today. Like,
hot and moany, I feel you. I'm there.
but how was your week?
Well, I went to the gym today,
Oh,
um, and I really wasn't feeling up to it. But I'm not gonna lie, the drawer was the aircon. I was
yes.
like, mate, it's gonna be cold there. I'm gonna go. So didn't put in a lot of effort. Sort of just sat there for a bit, cooled down. had to had a drink in the cafe on the way out. That was it.
Nice. What do
Yeah.
you do at the gym? What kind of things do you?
Well, I was very lucky and saw cardiovascular physio at some point who gave me some exercises to do for
Nice.
obviously my upper half
Yeah.
and to maintain strength for being in a manual.
Nice.
Um, so I just do some of that. So not a lot. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I sit there and think, oh, I wish I could do that. Watch
Yeah.
some people for a while. I'm like, mm.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's very interesting to me because I just never really tackled the gym because of how weak there's brittle people that do go to the gym. But for me, I mean, I sneeze and break my hip, so you
Mm.
know. But it's interesting for me. How do you feel going to the gym? Like, did you have to deal with your own kind of thoughts about people there and stuff like that? Because I think I would.
Yeah, yeah. And there's always a bit of interest in you when you're a little bit different doing something, isn't there? So
Yeah,
there's always people who are watching or, inspired. Um, yeah. So there's always a little bit of that. And I am a bit nervous to try new things.
right.
Um, because there's a lot of I think in life generally, when you're disabled, there's a lot of adapting things that aren't necessarily fit for purpose.
Yeah,
And the only way you can really figure that out in the gym is by trying different things and seeing if they work. You
Mm,
know, trying different pieces of equipment that aren't potentially meant to do that, but you're using them in that way.
yeah.
And there's no one really that you can ask there to go, look, this is what I want to achieve. What can I do it on?
Yeah,
Or like, you know, I'm lifting weights, but then tipping myself back in my chair and thinking, oh, hang on a minute. Like,
God,
yeah. So there's always that. But,
but you do it.
yeah. I've never been one to enjoy the gym though. I sort of do it because I feel like I need to. But I used to work as a swimming teacher and I used to work at lots of different gyms and I'd
Mm.
be walking in with like a chocolate chip muffin or something. That was more me. I wasn't really on brand. So now, yeah, just make the most of it and get out as quick as possible via the cafe.
Not gonna lie, the muffin sounds like my kind of gym
Yeah,
trip.
yeah.
In
And they
fact, I
do
go to
great
my mum's
gingerbread.
gym, get my
Ah,
nails done.
I like the ones with the spa attached, treatments.
Yeah,
The one I go to is not, it's a council gym. It's not. I
yeah,
know, but get a free carer, don't you? So
yeah. That is good. And anything
yes.
else in your week or any highlight? Are we doing?
Um,
I've ruined the format. Are we doing?
oh, who cares? Who cares?
He's too old, bloody hell.
Yeah, we had T's uh sports day. He did very well in that. He's got a right throw on him. Jeez.
That's it.
Yeah. So that happened. And the house is officially, the one I'm buying is officially now sold on Rightmove. So
Getting one step closer.
yeah, and on the right move, so you can check, like, you can book a viewing through them, then you can check it off when you've been to the viewing, and then you can put an offer in, and you can do it all through Rightmove. And there's only one step left, and it's moving in, which
Oh
feels
my
like
God.
it skips quite a few bits of the process, but yeah.
Yeah,
So
there's
the
lots
next
of,
step is that.
yeah, solicitors bloody payment. Don't even get me
Oh,
started on paying £200 for a signature. Like, that really aggravated me when I moved.
like they introduced themselves the other day and asked me for £475. I was like, for what? You've just said hello.
Oh God.
Oh no.
But we've got the end goal in sight. We're nearly
We
there.
have.
Oh my
We
God,
have.
if you get it, I don't want to like invite myself over, but I'm gonna. We
I
could
know what you're
do a
going to
pod.
say. In person.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we can do it here. Like, I don't know why I'm making it a thing, but
Yeah.
new house.
Let's do it.
Oh my God, that's so
Let's
exciting.
do it. Yes. That can be the end goal.
Yeah, we can do that. Every day I'll be like, is he ready? Are you in?
Yeah.
Can I come yet?
Yeah. It might be a while before we can. This blurred background will be on for a while yet.
Yes. I was thinking about this. We should have I'm gonna make us backgrounds.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah. I don't know what we should put on. Maybe our little logo, but anyway,
Mm,
that's logistics chat off air, but
fancy pants. See, that's why you're captain of that. I
yeah.
won't have a scoop how to do that.
I mean, we've all got our things, haven't we?
Yeah, play to our strengths.
Yeah. I mean, you're the captain of like it's funny because offline, people who are listening, we like chat obviously, if we've got an ep coming up, we're like, have you got the link, blah blah blah. But like I've got no idea what we're gonna be talking about. Like
I
Ellie's
know.
captain of format. Like I just roll up in a mood today. And like, right, tell me what we're doing.
Do you know what I love though? You're so chill about that. If I was rocking up having no clue what was happening, I'd be like, but you're like, yeah, whatever.
I prefer winging everything. Like, even
Yeah.
with talks that I do, the most I'll plan is bullet points.
Mm,
Because if not, I just get myself, like, if I overanalyze or I like try and memorize, it's just not going to be natural.
yeah, I much prefer the organic stuff. Absolutely. So what was your highlight?
My highlight was I genuinely thinking, oh, I was going to tell you about Channel 4, and I said I'd
Yeah.
save it because
Yes.
it's out today.
Oh.
Rosie Jones's new sitcom called Pushers. Um, I really enjoyed it. So we went down to London to for the
Uh-huh.
screening, which, by the way, can we just acknowledge what the hell? Like Channel 4.
When you messaged me to tell me that's what you were doing, I screamed. I was like, yeah!
Honestly. And
How
it's
cool
just
is
so
that?
nice. Yeah. And
Yeah.
like it was only me from what I gather, I couldn't see any other kind of content creator there apart from Shabazz, who's massive, like on TikTok.
Hmm.
So I didn't feel impossible. I can't describe it. I just genuinely couldn't understand why me? Like,
Hmm.
why? But I actually emailed that if anyone's watching, sometimes you just gotta be bold in life because I emailed them and I was like, thank you so much for inviting me. Just to ask, because I'm intrigued. Like, I didn't say why did you invite me, but I was like, what, where did you find me? Hello, why the invite? Um, and they were like, "Oh, we've been keeping up with your socials for a while, and we thought you'd like to come to the event." So this is just a reminder to people.
No.
You never know who's watching
You
and
never know
stuff.
who's watching.
Yeah, because I had no idea. And it's obviously someone in the agency. Anyway, blah 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 blah. Yeah, went to London. It was like a breakfast thing, so I had to be there for 9:30, which not great. But I did the tube,
Well done.
the Lizzie
That is
line. If it
not easy.
No, but if anyone wants to try the tube for the first time, the Elizabeth line is a really good practice. Because it's the newest one. It's
Mm.
as accessible as a tube can be. I mean, obviously, I can't speak for everyone in terms of like chair sizes and stuff. But yeah, so got there, and there was a moment I was telling my therapist where I got there and it was like a really posh hotel. Um, and it looked lovely, but there were steps into the
Uh,
entrance. And my heart sunk, and I just thought, well, it's either not accessible, which I very much doubted because Rosie Jones is disabled herself. There's disabled, cast
mm,
members. Or that means that there's a ramp. And you and I know that it's very rare to have a really good ramp that feels comfortable that you can do yourself.
safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's safe. And it was just, and I don't want to like shat on a really good event because it was really good, but it was that moment of like, there's always something that you have to build yourself up to
Yeah.
do. And it was like two small metal ramps that wasn't that long. And obviously, my chair is very heavy.
Yeah.
Um, and like I did get upset to my therapist, and I was like, you just always have to be brave to do these
Hmm.
cool things, and like no one sees the brave bits.
Yeah.
They just see the glitz and the cool stuff. But I guess that's why we do what we do, and we're trying to be as real as possible.
Mm.
Anyway, the ramps were fine, but it's that kind of thing that you go through in it of
Mm.
like, oh, is it going to be all right? Am I going to be able to get up? And what if I try one of the ramps and then I'm stuck on the third? Like your brain just kind of,
Yeah, I think because you're used to planning out so much stuff as a disabled person, you're used to like, if this goes wrong, I've got this backup. If this goes wrong, I can do this. Or if that happens, or you're taking things with you just in case things go wrong,
mm,
that you end up worrying or like playing out those scenarios in your head when you can say you shouldn't, but like you do need to plan for these things sometimes.
yeah.
Like,
And like they say, don't catastrophize. But for
mm,
us, sometimes the worst case scenario does happen. So how it's about how do you manage because the worst case might happen. What are we going to do about it? So it's kind of a
Yeah.
different thing for us, isn't it? Sorry,
Mm.
look, I'm in this mindset, but you know, when you're just like, I'm just giving you the real because,
Yeah.
you know, with every highlight, there's bits of that you've got to deal with. So, but it was
Mm.
really great. And we got to see the first two episodes.
Hmm.
Um, and it was genuinely really funny. Rose's comedic timing is just bang on.
I think she's got your kind of comedy as well, hasn't she? She's your kind
Yeah,
of, yeah.
very I like how she uses her face as well as
Mm.
what she's saying because we're kind of like waiting for like the punchline. So that was really good. So yeah, it was a really fun time, and hopefully it's one of many invites. Who knows?
Sort of things to come.
But what was your highlight of the week?
Um, I had a victorious moment this week. Only a little one, but with siblings, like it matters, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
Like, yeah. So my brother is very green-fingered and he is very good in his garden. He grows vegetables, he does the whole shebang.
nice.
And it's my brother who is married to my sister-in-law, who's my PA. And
Yes.
so he's been here and he's kept up with the fact that I planted some sweet peas in my garden of the flower variety. And
Right.
when he came, he was very critical of these sweet peas. And at the time, I was very defensive about it, but he had a point. Like, they weren't growing very quickly, they
Oh,
weren't doing what they were supposed to do, and they didn't look that great. And I'd grown them from seed, so I was like, but as soon as he said that, I was like, he can't be right. Like, they've got to grow. He can't be right. And then it was like they needed to be planted outside, and I got impatient. And I was like, right, I'm going to plant them outside. And then they just nothing happened. And I was like, oh,
oh,
and he kept coming around and going, not happening, not happening. Well, this week got my first flower.
yes. Get in.
So I feel a little bit smug about it, if I'm honest.
Do you know what? Siblings, I completely get it.
Yeah. It's like if I get no more flowers, I don't really care. I'm like, they flowered. You said they wouldn't, and they flowered. So
Yeah, screw you. It is so
yeah.
funny, isn't it? How like it can be the most pettiest thing,
Yeah.
but if you're right, you will never forget that.
Oh yeah. Oh, we went to Cornwall on a family holiday as adults
Yeah,
and living at the time, one was in Edinburgh, one was in Italy, one was in Malta, and me and my brother were in Nottingham. And we
right.
raced to the holiday. Like, why? Why did we didn't need to. The group chat was like, where are you? Where are you? Where, yeah, but where are you? Yeah, yeah, but I'm not going to tell you where I am. Where are you?
I mean, yeah, that's what we do. Everything's a competition.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
Jack calls me a sore winner because
Hmm.
I don't win very often with Mario Kart, but when I
Oh,
do, not with Jack.
okay. I was going to say, I don't stand a chance.
Well, I'm not being funny, but you know.
Speed demon over there.
That I just can't get over T saying, no wonder she's good at Mario. Look at her car.
Oh, yeah,
I just love
those
that.
controls.
Yeah.
It's like, but it was genuine like annoyance at the fact you'd got a head like you've got an unfair advantage. You drive a car with adaptations that are a little bit like Mario Kart, and he's like, "Nah, mate, that's not on."
Look, I've got to take the perks where I can, and that is why I'm good at Mario Kart.
Yeah, you're genuinely quite annoyed at you.
I'll take it. Do you know, that's a story I'm going to tell everyone now. I just think that's such
Yeah,
a great story. Just shows how
yeah,
kids literally say what they see and like, it's not that deep.
yeah. No, it's not. no, he's genuinely like couldn't care less about anything going on. He's like,
Yeah,
right, you've got an advantage over me because you drive a car that has controls that make you better at Mario Kart. That's not on.
yeah. And the fact that I was like, so yeah, do you want to come and see me adaptations? You're like, nah, almost like, oh, my mum's like, I
Yeah,
know how
yeah,
my mum drives,
we've
it's
got them.
fine. Yeah, it's like, nah, I'm all right, thanks. And then when he realised what he'd missed, he was like, oh,
I didn't realise yours was cool.
yeah, you've either got it or you haven't, what can I say?
So have you got a cheers this week?
Yes. What have I got to cheers to? I'm gonna cheer. Ah, I forgot Pringles. God damn it. We were gonna do the thing. It's because I got shitty cheap ones and they
Yeah, I
tasted
saw
like
that.
cheesy
To be
feet. They
fair
were
to
awful.
you, I did message you when you put that on Instagram and said, don't you dare try them with chocolate spread because that's not fair.
I will do it next week. I'm gonna get them. Anyway, my cheers to the week is really want to think about this. It's gonna be a snack, which
Good.
is um specifically cool Doritos
Right.
with not just sour cream on its own, sour cream and chive dip.
Ah.
It just gives it that extra little oomph. And oh my
Mm,
God, if I wasn't careful, I could just eat a whole share bag and a whole tub. In this weather, it's just like so
yeah.
cold dip. Like, oh yes.
Yeah. The salt is much needed in this heat.
Yeah, it
That
actually.
sounds lush.
Isn't it good for pots? So I've been watching
Yeah.
our mate Ramp of Approval. I'm learning what's.
No, she had a great hack this morning with a wet bandana. I'm going to try that, I think.
I saw that. I was thinking, oh, that's good
Mhm.
for me because I sweat
Yeah.
more when I'm in pain as well. So that's a good.
Yeah, me too.
Mm, what's that about?
Yeah. I don't know. Weird, isn't it? Maybe there
I
must
can
be something to that.
I can tell I'm in a right mood. I am so sorry. I am moaning left, right,
I'm
and
loving
centre.
it because when we get to the theme, it'll be perfect.
Okay, great, perfect. But yes, I love that. Wait,
Yeah.
what am I saying? Oh yeah, God. Um, the dip and the crisps is my cheers.
Yes.
What's yours?
Love that. We've slightly covered mine. Mine was the people who took the time to do the comments this week and
Yeah.
on the first step as well because they're so nice and so encouraging and so lovely and all we wanted from this was for people to relate, like
Yeah.
to create a safe space for conversation, sometimes around disability, sometimes not about disability, with disability in the background, just around friendship and cheering each other on and being positive and just a general nice safe space to be in. And those comments are exactly that. Like, and they have confirmed to me that we've hit it. We've achieved what we set out to achieve. Those
Yeah.
people felt safe, seen, and saw a little bit of themselves in us, and that's made me really happy this week.
Oh God, I couldn't agree
Yeah.
more. Especially the person that said, I can't remember, they'd like gone out and maybe got the haircut.
Yeah, because we were talking about in the first step, like looking after ourselves and doing something that made us feel better about ourselves physically.
Yeah. Because it is it's so much energy to decide to do it, to get the energy to do it, to have the mental capacity to navigate everything, but to get that
Yeah.
reward of
Hmm.
feeling lovely and then to tell us about it like, oh,
I
stop it.
know. I loved
Oh,
that. And somebody in Australia, how did they even find
down
us?
under. I
I
no idea.
know. Amazing. So that was lovely. Really nice.
Yes. And like
Yeah.
if there's anyone watching, um can you let us know where you are in the world? Because
Yeah,
we love that, don't we?
that would be really interesting. Yeah,
Maybe
I
we
love
should
that.
get like a map and like pin people.
One of those scratch maps.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm getting far too excited. But yes, I love that.
Yeah, that
Cheers.
was cool.
That's so much better than my crisps and a dip.
Well, some this is the variety we need.
This is true, swings and
This is
roundabouts,
what we've been
guys.
saying. Sometimes it's serious, sometimes it's silly, and it's everything in between. So
Yes.
it's exactly that. So, on to our theme.
Oh,
Because, right, I'm going to be honest with you at what triggered this theme this week. Because we have a whole list of on joint notes of themes that we might want to discuss in the coming weeks, but I've hijacked a lot of them and I've been triggered by something today that has made me go, right, we're talking about that on the pod.
okay.
Because it's minor annoyances that send you over the edge. Because
Yes.
today I went to open a Baby Bell, and you know how it splits and then you take the cheese out? Well, the cheese then split, and then I couldn't get the other half of the cheese out of the wax.
Oh my God.
And honestly, the rage, the rage was next level because it's not just that, is it? It's then a hard thing, and dexterity wise, it's not easy to do. And then, I just want cheese.
And it's hot and it's melting in your
Yeah,
hands.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
So
get
I know
it.
it's not the serious annoyances in life, it's the minor
Yeah.
petty ones that
Yeah.
just send you over the edge. What have you got for me?
Oh my God, I've got so many. I've got a YouTube video coming out on this exact thing on Sunday. Can you believe
No.
that? Yeah,
See, we're so in
yeah.
sync.
It icks that's not that deep. That's what the title is. But I'll give you some
Yes.
because, I'm all about it. My number one, God, I'm so in the mood for this. Um, I won't bang on, but my
Please
major
do.
one, okay, is that men in particular who, when you're on a street and you're like just literally rolling, and I'm not talking like a pedestrian path, I'm talking like, like an open town centre where it's
Mhm.
free for all, you're just walking everywhere. They stop and they go on, love. And you're like, why do you need, I'm not a sheepdog. You're not saying come by. Like,
I don't need your permission.
no, like there's so much space around, and they want you to say thank you. I'm not thanking you for coming by. Like, God, I'm so angry today. But someone did it to me the other day, and I just felt like saying, "Are you a lollipop man or something?" Because why are you letting me by? What is it about the street that's yours? Honest to God, I felt like obviously I just went thanks because I just couldn't be asked.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it's not that deep. Like they're just being nice, but let it go,
Yeah, but
Barry.
still,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just really weird and like, oh, they'll stop and watch you go by, as if to make sure you're all right. Like, what's going to happen in those 2 seconds? Like that they're going to save the day. Oh God, you can tell I'm on one, but that's one for me anyway.
That reminds me of when you're on a normal pavement and
Yeah,
someone literally like throws themselves through a hedge to get out your way.
yeah. Oh, sorry, love. Bang.
Like, there's plenty of room. I don't need you to move. Like I can get past you, but they're like this in a hedge. Like,
Yeah, honestly, it's like.
oh.
Surely you've seen a wheelchair user before.
You'd like to think so, wouldn't you?
Honestly, or maybe like they got traumatically ran over by a wheelchair user because that's the only
Yeah.
reason I can see as to why you would so dramatically throw yourself against the bushes.
Did you see my? I got a comment on my TikTok this week. It was like uh, basically accusing me of, or not accusing me, outing me as somebody who had run over their toes and really hurt them at Nottingham Christmas Market last year.
No
And
way.
like, don't trust everything she is online. She ran over me at a Christmas market. And I was like, no, you think? I'm pretty sure I didn't go to Nottingham Christmas market last year. Did I? Did I go? I don't think I went. I didn't go to Christmas market.
What a
But
weird
you've seen
comment.
one wheelchair user, you've seen them all.
And you know, it must be you. That's
Gotta be.
wild.
I know.
Can we just talk about your comments for a minute?
Oh,
Because
don't.
you have
Oh,
gone hashtag viral this week. And it's absolutely, well, I don't, how would you describe the comments?
feral is how I would describe the comments.
Feral, yeah, feral.
Feral. I have had more offers of being, uh, you know, acquiring sugar daddies than I care
Mm,
to. Yeah, yeah, it's been a bit weird. Lots of questions over whether I can have sex.
mm,
Lots of really seedy, weird comments. It's all men, in it?
yeah, it's always man.
And
Is it in your DMs or is it like public
yeah,
comments?
it's both. It's both. And what I didn't realize was there's DMs requests, and then there's the like folded ones.
Oh, I don't know if I've been in them.
Oh, don't go in there. Don't go in there.
Oh,
That
Jesus, no.
they're the ones that TikTok doesn't think you need to see, and TikTok knows
There's a
because
reason.
there's a reason for that. Yeah, yeah. There
Oh,
was a few telling me what they wanted to do to me, and all sorts of other weird things. Yeah. Which not on the video, like not that I've got any promiscuous videos, but like these comments have appeared on a video that is really vanilla, boring, like nothing that warrants that kind of response. But wow, wow. Do you know what I did love though? Did you see there was a couple of women who I don't know who came flying in?
did
Like,
the?
yeah, I don't know who they are, but praise be for them because they came in because it gets a bit overwhelming, doesn't it? And you're like,
Yeah.
you want to be polite to those people who are genuinely just like reaching out and being friendly and wanting to make friends, but then it's surrounded by men being pervy, and
Mm,
so it becomes a bit difficult to sort the wheat from the chaff. And it was like scrolling through, and there was a bloke who was to be fair, his comment was nowhere near as bad as some of them.
yeah.
Um, but she went in and just was like, I've corrected it for you, mate, and rewrote it like as a nice comment.
Oh my
And
God.
yeah, there was another one where a woman came in and was like, fucking hell, these comments. I was like, yeah, mate, I know. Like, yeah, but it's the first time it's happened to me, really. Um, I had a few like I had a video that was had a few weird comments on it, but this is the first time it's been like, because they go back and find older videos and start commenting on them as well, and like all sorts of weird and wonderful, not even
Yeah.
wonderful, just weird, just weird.
It is very odd. And I do think like it's interesting how different disabled women get different types of trolling as well. So
Mm,
like you're kind of like the and I'm not putting myself down, but like the hot model in the chair. I'm the like fetish small sex doll. Do you know, like there's so many
mm,
different ways that creepy men see disabled women, and none of them are the best one. Like it's all a shit show,
yeah.
and
What
it's
is the
not
fascination
nice.
as well of like, can you have sex? Like,
Yeah,
what can you feel? Like, it's just weird. It's just weird, man. Like, it's weird. Like,
and do you know
yeah.
what's really weird is when you say like in the past I've like answered the question. I don't like I wouldn't recommend even having a conversation with these people. But I've
Mm.
said, like, I can feel everything, and they're disappointed.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
It's like, oh, the appeal's gone then. What? Like
It's,
that in itself is bonkers.
yeah.
Like, but yeah, it's been I did have a bit of a an inner conflict because I was like, do I just go and delete everything that's weird? But I was like, I'm basically deleting everything at this point,
Yeah.
or do I leave it unanswered to like because I feel like that says something, and it means that people have seen the response we get. So
Yeah.
that in itself, I feel like is something. I don't
Mm.
know. I did find I was quite numb to it though after a little bit. I was like, I'm not easily shockable anyway, but
Yeah.
like, I was like, oh, all right then. It was more the fact that, like I say, it was on a really like, there was nothing about that video. Like, I don't know how that one out of all of them just, and I'll be honest with you, it was like, oh shit, I haven't got anything to post today. Like, quick, like, there was nothing thought out. There was no effort. It was just like,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden I'm thinking, oh, fuck, why has it got that many views? And oh shit, why likes and comments are coming in? When that's rolling at the top of your screen, you
Yeah.
think, something's kicked off. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
So,
It's the
yeah,
amount, isn't it? It's the amount of
yeah,
notifications that you get, and it's one after the other. And when it's like creepy as well, it's like 50 men turning up your door.
yeah. And like part of it was like, oh, we'll come and help you with your renovations on your house. I was like, well, you bollocks. No thanks.
Oh, Jesus.
I know, imagine.
Maybe let's put that on the list of like fetishy topics.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, no. Like,
Hang on a
how do I
minute. Should we
say it?
put it
Like,
on the list of
weird.
things to discuss?
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah. You don't want
Lol.
to talk about fetish comments.
No,
Fetish
no.
comments.
Do you know what I'm trying to
You
say?
don't want to talk about a list of fetishes. Oh my God, between
No.
us.
Why can't we
No,
speak?
it's too hot.
It's too hot. But yeah,
That's
because I think that's a good topic to talk about.
Mm, yeah. And isn't it
Oh,
funny how everyone just there's no sort of boundary for that. People
no.
just think they can say anything. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, they can hide any weird behavior with they're just curious.
Mm,
As if, oh, well then, Barry, go on then.
yeah.
Go for it.
There was one comment that said, and I did delete this one because I just thought, oh, that was maybe a bit far. Uh, that he wanted to bend me over my chair. And my first response was not like, it was like the practical, mate, like your experience of wheelchairs is not there. Like,
Yeah,
if you
that's
think
not gonna
that would
work.
work, like, there's so many different reasons, mate. That is not gonna if that's your fetish, like,
No.
that's never gonna happen. Like, so you need to have a new one because,
Yeah. I mean, there's so many elements to that. It's like when the guys say stuff to me and I'm thinking, my hips could not handle anything you're talking
yeah,
about there. So I'm just gonna go and you
yeah.
just carry on.
Practically speaking, that's not gonna happen.
No. It's all very odd.
Yeah. So yeah, that also happened this week.
Wow, well, you're famous now.
Great.
And what was it? Cilla Black sound. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Like it was literally like, and it was all about, it just said, you don't look disabled. Me. Surprise, surprise. And I wheeled
Who knew?
back and there was my wheelchair. It was 2 seconds of like making something quick. And then,
It is weird. The algorithm, well, I still don't know how it works.
no. I definitely ended up on some corner of the internet that was not okay. And some of the usernames were like, were like,
Oh.
oh, what am I ended up on here? Who's stealing my content? Like, where is this gonna be?
It does get better though, because I think you have like a viral moment, and that's when your following goes up. And like for me, it was worth it because like it's where it just
Mm,
kept going up and up and up then. And then they lay low for a bit. I think it's just like they have the little moment, they tell all the mates, and then it
mm.
quietens down. So just ride the wave.
Yeah, that's all I'll be riding.
Yes, no bending over bloody backwards or whatever it is.
No, not over my chair anytime soon, no.
Bloody hell.
Imagine! You'd wheel off
I
or
don't want
fall
to imagine you
over.
bent over, thank you very much.
Anyway, this is taking a whole new turn.
Yeah, what's next? Um,
Well, have you got any more minor inconveniences that annoy
oh,
you?
oh
You
God,
must
yeah,
have,
I've got
because you have
loads.
to do all sorts with your grabber that's really annoying.
Oh my God, that's one of the things where well, dropping something absolutely tiny. So like a vitamin D pill, grabbing that is a ball ache, especially, when it's warm outside and you're huffing and puffing and you
Mm,
finally do it and then it drops again, that kind of thing. But the even worse thing is using my grabber in public. I hate
mm.
it. And I know,
Really?
yeah, I know it's like internalized ableism, but like, and it's not me or my grabber, it's the reactions of people. So like,
Mm,
I'll get my grabber out, and if it was just me in my own little dream world and no one bothered me, I wouldn't think twice about using my grabber. But I'd never
mm.
get my grabber out if someone's walking by, because someone will go, "Oh, let me get that for you, love," and just charge in and ruin it.
Yeah.
Or like they'll be like staring at you, waiting for you to do it, and then I get all in my head, and. So I guess that's
Mm,
like a minor ick of like, people just not letting you do what you need to do,
mm.
and then you just think, oh, I can't be asked, and I'll ask them instead.
Yeah. Taking
But
away your independence then, isn't it?
yeah, and like making it a big. I'm kind of ever since I was a kid, I hate fuss.
Yeah.
Like any kind of like, I still to this day don't like trying new foods. And everyone watching you go, do you like it? Do you like it? Because
Mm,
it kind of gives me that thing of being back at school and, having SEN meetings and they're like reporting on what knife and fork you're using and, you know,
yeah.
using your groovy chick pencil case. It's like,
Mm.
oh my God, I am so eggy today.
I love it.
What about you? Another minor ick?
Um, oh,
Oh,
you know when you've gone to the effort to get in the car
yeah.
and like that's an effort, isn't it?
Oh
And for
God,
me,
yeah.
that means like dismantling my chair, putting my chair away, doing whatever.
Hmm.
And then you realise that actually you needed to do something, or you forgot something,
Oh,
or you don't.
yeah. Or you get in bed and you're really comfy.
Oh, the light.
The light, the lamp, you forgot to lock the door. Like anything like that pisses me off.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, if I get in bed now and T hears me go, ah! He goes, I'll turn it off. He comes behind to turn it off.
Oh,
I'm like, thanks, mate.
how sweet. I can
I
imagine him
know,
doing that.
I know. Well, he won you over, didn't he, the other day when he messaged me going, can you do the gate? Do you want me to come and do the gate for you?
I just think
No,
he's the most mature, considerate young man.
he is beautiful.
And
He is.
you sent me a testing Rubicon, was it?
Yeah, did you find it?
I can't find it. I'll have to keep having a
Oh,
look.
mate.
Where did you get it from?
I knew you were going to ask that and I can't even remember. Tesco.
Oh, oh, maybe
We
I'll
don't
get it.
normally go to Tesco, but he broke his water bottle and then he needed the exact same one. So we went back to Tesco to go and get it.
Bless.
And it was
Um,
there.
yeah. So you sent me that video, and for people listening, Elle sent them trying two flavors,
Mm,
guava and
lychee.
yeah, that. And even though they both loved guava the best, T said to Elle, "You can have guava." And I just thought, 10 years old? I don't
No.
think I would have said that. No, I would, but my brother wouldn't. Sorry, Jack, but he wouldn't. He'd have been like, can I
Mm,
have that?
yeah. He is such a cutie.
He is, but you've made him a cutie.
Oh, thanks, me.
Mm?
I think it's luck. It's very much luck. He's a good one.
No, I think it's hard work and cuties make cuties.
I love you.
What can I say?
He is a good one. He's gone today with Teddy, so it's very quiet in my house.
Oh, Stevie gone as
No.
well.
Yeah, so when T goes, he travels with Teddy. So
Mm,
it goes from chaos in this house to quiet. It's very odd.
bless. Oh, so you
No.
really are on your own.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah.
No, there is that moment. I was saying earlier to Marie, there is that moment of like, God, the silence is a killer. And then there's that moment of, oh, yeah, but hang on a minute. There's no school run in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, that's quite nice.
Oh, I
Although we've
bet.
been, another highlight this week, we've been to school. He's been on his bike and I've been with my front bike twice this week. And it's been really nice.
That's it. That's so
Yeah, in the
nice.
sun.
Oh,
It's not normally like that. I'm normally in my PJs in the car. But there was a moment where we were leaving school and you have to
yeah.
go through from school through a park to our house. And the chimes of the ice cream man started. And you know how we both feel about an ice cream man. We
Oh,
have
yeah.
been known to follow ice cream men to
Yeah.
go and find where they're going to. On one occasion, we followed one home because we thought we were going to get. We didn't obviously know he was going home. We thought he was going to his next pull up,
Oh,
and he just
no.
pulled onto his drive, and we were like, "Oh!"
Oh,
um,
God.
but these chimes started for this ice cream man, and he was in front of us, and in front of me, and I was behind, and we both just went like this and turned around. I was like, "Yeah, you're my kid."
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mm.
There's just
So yeah.
nothing better. Ice cream on a sunny day.
Although this week, like that ice cream person went, I asked for a 99 with a flake and toffee sauce,
Yeah.
and he put sauce on it, and I was like, "That's chocolate sauce. Don't like chocolate sauce. I don't like sort of artificially chocolate flavored things that
Mm.
are not like. Don't like chocolate ice cream either." And I said, "Oh, is that chocolate sauce?" And he went, "Yeah." And I went, "Oh, I asked for toffee." He went, "I haven't got toffee." I was like, I don't like chocolate." And he went, "I don't have it then." So he threw the ice cream away. And then he went, £3. And I went, "I still want an ice cream. I just don't want chocolate sauce on it. And you didn't give me the option." So I was quite proud of myself because I did actually say, "No, I do want an ice
Well
cream. I just
done.
don't want that." And
Go
that's
on.
confrontation for me because you know what I'm like. I'm like, "Ugh,
That's a
but it's
really
ice
weird.
cream."
Yeah, that's a weird response.
Yeah. He went, "Don't have it then." It's like, all right. Chill.
So what? So did you then?
He then made me an ice cream, but he did put less ice cream on it. I know he did. I
Oh
watched him
no,
doing it
guys.
like you're short changing me there because you're annoyed. But I was quite proud of myself that I, advocated for my own ice cream.
Yes, it's hard to do that stuff though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I had the opposite of that the other day, where I went to get some milk from well, I was in B&M, so I was like, oh, I'll just get some milk. I couldn't reach it, so I asked the staff member if she could pass me some. I said, "Oh, can I have a good date on it? You know, like how you
Yeah,
don't want
yeah,
like tomorrow's date or whatever." Anyway, she's like, "Oh, this one, yeah, this is the 19th." I'm like, "Oh, yeah," but in my head I thought that's very close, like,
yeah, yeah.
and I didn't say, "Oh no, can you?" I didn't have the nerve to, God
It's
forbid,
hard, isn't
ask for what I
it?
wanted. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah, that's good." And I'm like, "Oh, it's only 3 days."
Yeah,
Sorry,
it
I've
is.
just shat
It's
on your
so,
good.
no, it is hard. It is really hard to like, even those little small interactions that feel hard. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, but we're both trying really hard, aren't we, to kind of set our boundaries and to say what we
yes.
need and what we want. And those little victories, I did actually think of you and your Barry.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well
Hashtag
done.
inspirational. But yeah, it's those little things add up, don't they? And I thought, you know what? And we went away from that, and T was like, he was grumpy, like, well done for saying.
Yeah,
And I was like, cheers, mate. Yeah, actually, I did.
yeah. You deserve an ice cream and you asked for an ice cream.
Yeah. And I don't want chocolate sauce. And if you haven't got toffee, you say I haven't got toffee.
Yeah, you could have been, genuinely, you could have been allergic.
Yeah.
So, screw you, ice cream person.
Mm,
And well done you.
thanks.
Maybe we should have like brave moments of the week.
A victory of the week.
Yeah,
Right, I'm noting it down.
I think we should
I'm
do that
making
because, yeah, and I'm sure there'll be listeners who have tried to be
share
brave.
theirs.
Yeah,
Because I do think everyone can join us on this journey of trying to look after ourselves a little bit more.
yeah. Basically, the premise is saying what you need more,
Hmm.
being a little bit brave in speaking about how you feel or what you need, because it is a muscle, and the more you use it,
Hmm.
the easier it feels. That's what we're
Yeah,
learning, isn't it?
absolutely. And that moment of when you've done that boundary and it feels a little bit scary actually goes away quite quickly, as we found out this week as well.
Exactly. Proud of
So,
us.
first question was, and I love this, what's the most common issue you encounter as a wheelie in venues classed as accessible? And what I love is it's accessible. And I
Yes.
know that this person is not a wheelchair user, so they obviously
Oh,
really do understand what it's like.
yeah. Um, I think for me, personally, as a power chair user, bathrooms and toilets are really difficult because at the size of a chair and there's hardly ever like turning space. So
Yeah,
it's quite difficult. I mean, not just it's difficult, but sometimes my safety is at risk because once you go in and that door locks and you can't turn round again, there's been times where I've genuinely been trapped and I can't get out.
yeah,
And I think that's the difference of I'd much rather people be honest about how accessible, in quotes, something
yeah,
is.
absolutely.
Because I'd
I'd
rather have
rather
a
someone
wee,
say they're not.
yeah, I'd rather have a wee before I get there or make sure I go next door or something rather
Mm,
than the ego of the people being like, oh, yeah, no, we've got a toilet, don't worry about it. But knowing that, like, looking at my chair thinking, I don't know if that chair's gonna fit in.
yeah, yeah.
So I think for me, that's a really big one because, we all need to wee.
Hmm.
But especially when I was younger, I held it for way too long. And
Yeah,
like,
through fear.
yeah, and just thought I just dare even try it because if I get stuck, blah blah blah.
Mm.
So yeah, I think that for me is a really big one.
I agree. Things like we've covered ramps anyway, in
Yeah.
terms of how scary they can be. The steps when the ramps like that and the staff are like, yeah, yeah, we'll get you up it, and you're
Oh,
thinking, nah, like, no thanks, or we'll carry you. No,
oh yeah, no.
like the panic of not being able to go to the toilet, that in
Yeah,
itself is quite, you know, or realizing halfway through that the toilet's out of action in some way, and you're like,
yeah,
okay, well, I'm in a position where I need to go, and if I'd have known that half an hour before, it's sort of annoying because think if you've watched me come in a
yeah.
chair and like you know that that's the case, and if especially if it's a place that I've been to regularly, so it feels like one of my safe spaces, and
Mm,
then it's out of action, I'm like, okay, right now what? Like,
yeah,
and I go to the pub quiz with some friends sometimes, and we encountered this because we go regularly. I know I'm fine there, everything, and this is quite a long quiz. We have food there. It's all like And partway through, I was like, oh, I'm going to nip to the loo. And the toilet seat was off. It was all out of action. The whole thing was like out of order. And then it was like, well, now what? Because I need to go. So I ended up with one of the girlfriends that I'd never met before, but she was the only female there. And I was like, could you possibly take me to the toilet? Because I'm thinking the only thing I can do, which I had an option to then and you wouldn't have had. So I
Yeah,
realized this is it was go into the normal standard toilets
yeah,
and go into an end cubicle, pull my chair up to the door, somehow manage to transfer, but have the door open and like she's on guard, like, and it's just all your kind of dignity goes out the window, doesn't it? Because it's
yeah.
like, and I catheterize, and it's like, then I'm like, it's just not ideal.
No, it isn't, especially when you don't know the people that you're with well. And like, what annoys me is like passerbyers who might see you will go, oh, bless, she's disabled. Not, oh, bless, it's shit access.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean?
And I think for me, it's not about that situation. It's not about getting into the venue. Like I know
Mm,
you can get me in,
yeah,
right? But in doing so, everybody's watching me. Like I haven't just rolled in like everybody else has walked in and I'm there and nobody's really noticed me. It's you might as well get the fanfares out and tell everyone I've arrived because
yeah,
everyone's look and I get why people are looking because it's like, oh, something's cracking off. And
yeah.
there are plenty of non-disabled related things that crack off, and I'm first there like, oh, what's cracking
Well,
off?
yeah.
But you don't want it, do you? You don't want
No,
people looking at you or doing that. It's just uncomfortable. You just want to exist on your own terms.
yeah,
So anything that makes people look at me and I'm like, oh no, I don't want to be here anymore. Get me out, get me out, get me out.
yeah. I think that's like what I was saying about the fuss thing. That's where it
Yeah.
comes from. It's that thing of always making an entrance, always being, in the spotlight. Oh, here comes trouble,
Mm,
and it does have an effect on you, doesn't it? When, you know, you have to make a scene just by arriving somewhere or going to the toilet. They have to find the key and it's all a big
mm.
bravado. And yeah, it's
Yeah,
annoying.
even just asking to go to the toilet or, having to, and nobody else has to do that.
No,
Like, that was my big thing with a theatre not long ago. They wanted to take my chair away. I'd transferred and there was a wheelchair space next to where I'd transferred. So that's where my wheelchair was.
yeah,
And, it would have been in the same space if I was sat in it. I just chose to transfer so that I could be on the same level as T in the theatre. And they came and were like, right, we need to take your chair away and put it in storage. And I was like, absolutely not. Like,
no,
are you cutting everyone's legs off as they come in? Like,
yeah,
no. Like, and I'm not very good at that sort of advocating for myself and do but that came from a place of pure fear because I was
yeah,
like, if you take that away, I can't go anywhere. Like, even if it's like nipping to the toilet or tea doesn't feel very well, or like you're taking that away, I can't go anywhere without.
yeah,
They said, "Oh, you just put your hand up and we'll bring it to you." And I was like, "No, that feels so unsafe to me because I'm now
yeah,
trapped in a chair because you're." And I get there's some places where theatres are so old and they haven't got the space to have
yeah,
it, and I get that. But this wasn't one of those places. It had plenty of space. We were on a balcony where there's an exaggerated amount of space at the end of the row. It
yeah,
wasn't in the way. And like the idea of you taking that away from me, or in restaurants when they kind of move it out the way, and I'm like, no, I need that to be where I put it because
yeah,
that's my independence, accessible to me, available to me whenever I want it, and without the need for anybody else. Like,
yeah,
and it's not always possible, but when that's done and it's you're not asked or you're not. I was in Liverpool the other week and the person I was with had gone, so they'd gone to move the car, and I would put the wheelchair out of the way because the waitress couldn't get into it. And suddenly I realized, right now I can't go anywhere. I
Oh
can't
God.
because my chair is out the way. And we'd been swamped with waitresses and waiters, and they're like, then there was none. I was just sat there thinking, like, okay, now what? Because I'm
Oh
stuck.
God. Yeah.
And it's scary, isn't it? If you don't have that access,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I'm sure you're the same with when like battery levels go and stuff that I am with my, then I'm thinking, oh God.
Yeah. Oh, it's like if I transfer to the sofa, I very rarely get on like when you came over
Mm,
as well, because it's that thing of if someone moves my chair, that's it. I'm
yeah,
stranded.
yeah,
Like I'm not going and like you're on a little island and that's it. I don't think
yeah,
people realize how number one expensive wheelchairs are. That,
yeah,
it's a few grand that you're missing if
yeah,
for me it's.
absolutely.
But
Yeah,
yeah, the thing about your theatre trip though is like you could have sat in that space. So
exactly. Like if I'd have been sat in the chair, it wasn't an issue.
no,
And then, but they weren't getting that. And it's like, no, we need to take the chairs out of the auditorium. I'm like, but that's my legs. Like,
yeah,
and if I was sat in it, it would be fine. And you've allocated me a seat and it's a like, it blows my mind that this is even an issue.
yeah. Ugh. But there's many accessible things to answer that question. But I think for us, it sounds like a lot of pretending that you're accessible when you're not is a big
Yeah.
thing, and not realizing how detrimental accessibility is and our chairs are in the first place.
Mm. And
So,
toilets,
and toilets. And no
because
one
you're not
wants to
accessible.
ask, please may I go for a big fat dump? Do you
No.
know what I mean? Like,
Why should you as well? Like, why should you have to ask to go to the toilet? Like,
yeah, it's like being back at school again, isn't it?
mhm.
Anyway, God, I'm gonna have to have like a Maundy
That was.
jar, a moody jar for every time I have a moan.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I find it quite entertaining, I'm not gonna lie. It's one of
You
my
know I'll be
favorite gem memes.
sparkly. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll be sparkly next week, so I think I'm allowed.
I love it. Next question. When you dream, are you in a wheelchair? And did you use a wheelchair from a young age or later in life?
Oh, you go first.
So I've been in a chair 3 years now. Mine was a gradual, um, I was sticks first, then a chair.
Nice.
Um, and yeah, when I dream, I'm still able to walk. So that has its moments. It did it did lead to a funny moment though the other week where
Yeah.
I woke up and you know when you wake up and you're still in your dream?
Yeah.
Yeah, I woke up and completely believed that I could still walk and forgot that so I fell off the bed in my because I just sort of got myself to the edge of the bed and somehow that didn't remind me. Um, and then sort of went to move off the bed and not into my chair and just hit the deck. And that was when I was like, oh yeah, no, I can't walk.
Oh my God.
So sometimes it is a bit of a stark reminder of the reality. And it is tough, I think. I wonder when I'll get to that point where, or maybe I won't get, I don't know. But like, when will I get to that point where my dreams catch up and I'm in a chair in my dreams? I don't know. But
Yeah.
it is sometimes it's quite difficult to dream that reality, like that version of reality that doesn't
Hmm.
now exist. But
Well,
yeah.
interesting you should say that because I don't dream that I'm in my chair.
Do you not?
No, I don't dream that I'm walking either though.
Oh, do you
So,
levitate?
yeah, I'm like high up as well. I'm like almost like I'm like from the sky looking down.
Oh,
So
like an out
like,
of body experience.
yeah, I'm not like a bird, like downwards, but I'm like as if I'm a tall person, which I know, like I'm a bit spiritual, so I think it's like it's the soul. So it's your
Hmm.
soul that's like dreaming and it's not necessarily your body, but you're just kind of thinking and acting out
Yeah.
things. But yeah, I've never dreamt of walking. It's always like levitating. But in my dreams, I have got brittle bones because I often
Ah,
dream like falling or like breaking things. So
okay.
I don't know why that is really. Sometimes I dream that all of a sudden I'm sat in my chair and I like fall down some stairs. But
Yeah.
it's kind of a sudden, it's not like I'm in my chair, la 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 la. It's just my chair's fallen over almost. Um,
Okay.
yeah, which is not a great dream. Don't love those.
No, the
But
falling's never
yeah.
good.
And then in terms of my chair, I've used a chair since I was 2 years old. So very, very, from a baby. And apparently, my favorite story to tell about this is that like toddlers, walk about and fall over and stuff like that. I used to just go in circles and like my dad would be like, do you want to try and, go straight forward? And I'd be like, no, just go round and round. So I was just doing my own thing from a very early age.
Figures.
Cute.
Yeah.
I'll try and find a picture of me in my first ever
Oh,
wheelchair.
yeah.
We'll put that up there.
Was it small? Was it a small wheelchair? Because there's the reason I ask is there's a lad on TikTok and I can't remember what his name is.
Yeah.
But he's the Scottish little boy who likes to give the middle finger. I have sent him to you in the past because he does make me giggle.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
And he's got his first wheelchair, and I've never seen a wheelchair so small. It is
Yeah.
like because I think I'm probably used to seeing children in wheelchairs that are manual wheelchairs, but for somebody to push. They're
Yes.
not manual wheelchairs for the child to use.
Yeah.
They're like, so they're always bigger with the long handles, and that's what I'm used to encountering. But he's got like a child-sized small wheelchair that is very low to the floor, and like he does it himself, and he like it's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's so cool. And I never had that. But I
Mm,
wasn't strong enough to push a chair either. I had a manual with the long handles that mum and
yeah.
dad used to push. But I did have my first electric chair, and it was like really kind of because we didn't have computers. Well, we had
Mm,
computers, but like we didn't have tablets or anything like that. It was kind of like top of the range because it went up and down.
mm,
Um, but it was massive compared to me, it was massive. And I was just this
yeah.
tiny little girl in this massive chair. But I remember it being like, the new technology. And really it was just a seat that were electric.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing how like times have changed now and there's so much available for little
Yeah.
kids that'll be, it's like it's cool now. They look jazzy and they've got different colours and it all
Mm,
makes a difference, doesn't it?
yeah. It was just really nice to see the independence of that because like I say, I'm so used to it being a chair that somebody can push for them. And
Yeah,
I mean from a school background as well, like,
yeah.
professionally, that's what I'm used to seeing. So it was really nice to see him in his own little manual chair. And that
Oh,
was for his size.
nothing makes me more broody, even though I'm not necessarily wanting to have kids. But when I see small children in small wheelchairs, I just think, yeah, I could do that.
Cute.
Yeah.
And he's a small child in a small wheelchair that's given the middle finger, and I just think I'm all for that.
Oh, I mean, that is that my child?
I mean, it could be.
But yeah, they were great questions.
They were. I loved those. They were very good. We did also have somebody who requested on the video on the YouTube last week to talk about the surfaces of the UK compared to other countries that we've
Ooh, yeah,
cobbledy roads and different things like that. And is it a pain?
yeah, we can cover that.
Mm,
Okay,
yeah.
so I think it depends where you are in the UK, do you?
Yeah, it does.
Like York, oh God,
Yeah.
don't get me started. Those cobbles. And actually, when I went to the Coronation Street tour, have you ever done
Mm,
it?
no. Well,
Oh,
not.
the
I did it
cobbles.
the first at the original when I was a kid,
Mm, yeah.
but not the new. No.
Oof. Me and cobbles just don't. Just the constant like going up and
Yeah.
down is not great. But yeah, I don't know why I brought Coronation. But they've got loads of cobbles on the set. But I reckon for England, I think the more like central cities you go in, the better, isn't it?
Yeah.
You tend to find that it's a lot more smoother. But if you go to like small towns, like I've actually never been to Nottingham. I don't know what Nottingham's like.
We'll have to rectify that then, won't we? There's quite a lot of hills and yeah,
Yeah.
Nottingham's a bit hilly. But do you know
Leeds
what I
is
found?
fantastic.
Yeah, Leeds is
Really good.
fantastic. And
Mm.
do you know what I found in Liverpool? I was there all weekend and I didn't get one strange interaction. Not one.
Really?
Loads of people spoke to me, but not one weird interaction.
I think
It was,
Liverpudlians very kind.
yeah, it was lovely. It was, and I only noticed the absence of it when it was pointed out to me, and then it was like, oh yeah, yeah.
How interesting.
Mm,
Because usually the further north you go, and I know I'm hating my own side, but the weirder it gets.
mm,
Because everyone just talks to everyone. Everyone wants to say hello, and you get the Barrys and the Barbaras.
yeah, yeah. But there was nothing, not one bit, and that was lovely.
Wow.
And Liverpool one was like really accessible. Apart from Uniqlo, Uniqlo was packed and it had one room for self-service that was packed full of like tills all the way around the outside. And I got in and then I was like suddenly aware that I couldn't actually turn around and get out. I was like, there's a lot of people and I'm stuck.
Oh
Um,
God.
but yeah, that's like a an indoor outdoor shopping centre. It's weird. It's
Oh,
set up like an indoor shopping mall type thing, but it's outdoors. But it was really nice, really accessible.
wow. That's
Mm,
cool. That's one to
yeah.
note for anyone in Liverpool.
Yeah, thank you very much. You were lovely. Hit and miss.
London, again, hit and miss. Like, the more central you go, the better. But, like, if you go on the outskirts, God, there could be curbs that, like, you'll never get to, and you have to go all the way down the road to cross and then come right back up again. So I guess
Oh,
it's just,
drop
like,
curves.
pot luck. Yeah, oh,
Why do drop curves never marry?
I think
Like
it should be illegal.
one side is a drop curve, and then the other side of it, once you get to the other side of the road, it's like down there. I'm like, but uh, what? How am I supposed to cross the road then?
Yeah, and then you get packed by a car if you're
Yeah,
in the
because you're in the
road and you're
road.
like, well,
How?
can you sort the road out then, mate?
Yeah, yeah. Or you get all the way down a pavement. Oh. When you get
Oh,
all the
yeah,
way down a road on the pavement and then you get to the end and the pavement just ends. And you're like, well, now what then?
yeah. And the
So
thing
you have to
is,
turn around and go all the way back.
I can't do a wheelie either to like
I,
bump
mate, I
up.
can't. No,
So
that is,
I'm literally screwed.
mm, yeah, that is not in my skill set, I'm afraid.
No. I thought you could do a wheelie.
I can pop a wheelie. So, like, if I have to, like, pop over something very, like, I basically mean lift my casters over an
Yeah.
inconvenience, I can do that. I can't do anything like remotely helpful. You
Yeah.
know, when I see people sort of on their back wheels with their casters up, like dancing, I'm like,
Oh no,
nah,
no.
can't do it.
I've got very like funny memories of my brother who's not disabled sitting in my manual wheelchair just for fun, like trying to be like Ade on the telly, trying to
Mm,
copy him, doing flips and
yeah,
stuff, and just crashing and like falling over and me laughing my head off.
yeah.
It's so
No, I can't
hard,
do
isn't it,
that.
to do?
Yeah, yeah. And like your center of balance, I was better in my old wheelchair. I don't know what the difference is. There's videos of me on my Instagram on a catwalk day, and I was learning to do a wheelie, and
Yeah.
I was better in that chair. This chair, I can't do it. It's
Hmm.
lighter weight, this one, and I just feel like
Ah,
the tipping point is too fragile.
it's not worth it either. Like, if it's gonna go wrong,
Yeah, no. So
no
what are we
way.
looking forward to this week?
Well, I've got a shopping day with my mum planned,
Nice.
which I'm looking forward to because I like going shopping with my mum because I don't have to over explain what I want to look at because we're so in tune. It's like if you can't read something and then you can't really look at it because you don't want to
Yeah.
ask someone, like, oh, can you pass me this? Can you pass me that? Whereas mum's very much like, we've got this routine down where she's like, oh, this is nice, isn't it? What do you think to it? And she's not doing it in
Yeah.
like a patronizing way. She's just knows that we want to feel it, we want to smell it, we want to
Yeah.
touch it. Um, so we're gonna go to Asda Living again, not an ad.
Nice.
Just wanna
Nice.
go.
I'm
'Cause
jealous
she's
because mine's not like yours.
is it not? Oh, it's so good. You need to get yourself down there. My welcome mat, because I've got one to like level my
Yeah.
front step. I don't know how I've done it with my chair. I've ripped it in half.
Whoa.
And it's like a thick carpet. It's almost as if I've cut it.
Oh,
I know.
you couldn't do that if you tried.
I know. I must have. I think because when I lock my door, I kind of reverse and turn. I think that movement of reversing and turning, it's just like shredded the mat. So if you ever need a bit of muscle,
Yeah.
just ask me. But yeah, that's my plan. I'm gonna go there, and it's like in a industrial thing. So there's like hobbycraft.
Oh, oh gosh, your
There's
mum's gonna lose you.
crafts. I know. But right, parking's only 3 hours.
What?
I know.
You need longer than that on a retail park.
Yeah. And like I said to mum, like, can't I just like go and park somewhere else? She's like, no, it's like I think it's like the registration, it's just, cameras and stuff. So
Mm,
I'm gonna have to fiercely plan my route, like as the living for no longer than an hour.
mm.
Hobbycraft for like 40 minutes. And try and squeeze as much as I can.
Yeah, that's tough.
Doable though. But yeah, that's my looking forward to. What about you? What are you up to?
I'm going out for some. So my childhood best friend has children. I have children, obviously, child. So we very rarely get child-free time.
Yeah.
So we've planned tomorrow. We're not going anywhere exciting. We're just going to the local MacArthur Glen, and we're going to get some noodles, and that'll be it. A dead
Oh,
cheap and cheerful date, but we're going to enjoy having no kids. It's going to be
yes.
great.
Oh,
So yeah, I'm
sounds
looking
lovely.
forward to that.
That is lush.
Mm.
Sometimes cheap and cheerful is the best.
Yeah, yeah. And it's not about the fancy food, it's about the chat.
Exactly. And like sometimes also it's like knowing what you're gonna get, like because you have it
Yeah.
all the time, it's like, yeah, I want that particular thing. I like that with Wagamamas as well. I'm like, I
I
know my
love a
meal.
Wagamamas.
Oh, it's just perfect.
Amazing. And do you know my biggest flex as a mum? Tia's always loved a Wagamama. From even from being a baby that clipped onto the table in one of those hanging. He's always loved a Wagamama, so it's
Oh,
like that's made it because he's always come to Wagamamas with us.
oh, he is
Perfect.
the perfect son, honestly.
I know, isn't he? Felt
Yeah,
very lucky.
you've taught him well. You've taught him from a young age. Get
The
that
important
Wagamama's down you.
stuff, the Wagamamas, the ice cream,
Yeah, and the Dr. Pepper.
how to dip a penguin. Do you know how to suck your teeth through a penguin? Because if you don't, that's also a key life skill.
No, I really had to take that sentence in then. I was like, do I know how to what now?
Suck your teeth through a penguin. You would lose it at this. It's
Oh,
next level. Have you not done it?
mm,
Jan, we need to teach you. You bite off the corner, you bite off the opposite corner, and then you use it as a straw to suck your teeth through, and then it goes like to mush, and then you
don't know if I'll
don't
enjoy.
knock it.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
look. I'll give anything a go. Maybe I could do that. We've got a lot of things I need to try.
yeah.
Wow. Well, I'll have to think about what you can try. I know my brother's microwaved Haribo before.
That sounds like a tea job. T and his friend like to soak jelly sweets in like apple juice and then freeze them.
I saw when you sent me that video of you put
Mm.
sweets in Coca-Cola,
Oh yeah,
frozen Coca. That did, to be fair, that looked good, that.
that works really well. Yeah. So
Wow.
you put the Coke in a pan and you stir it so that it warms up but it doesn't boil. Then you put the jellied cola bottles in it gradually and it like thickens it up. And then you put it back in the bottle and put it in the freezer. And like he often sees these things on like YouTube shorts and he's like, can we try? Can we try? And because I'm the mum in the his friendship group that just goes, yeah, why not? Like they do it at my house. So he was trying it and yeah, you squeeze it and it comes out like a big jelly and you can eat the
Ooh.
bite the jelly.
It
I
did look
know.
good. It's one of those things I would have never done, but I would have wanted to watch someone do it.
Yeah, it was very good.
Have you ever had jelly with like lemonade instead of water?
No.
Oh, you need, that is my recommendation.
Okay, I'm going to do this next week then.
You really need to try. It's because it's like fizzy. It's actually fizzy.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that, Gem.
Well, give it, if I try, what did you just recommend to me? A penguin.
Yeah, sucking your teeth through a penguin.
The way that you say that, it just doesn't make it appetizing. Why are you
I
getting my
mean,
teeth involved? Oh, my teeth!
not your teeth. You
Honestly,
brew, love.
me brew. Oh my God, that's why it was so comfortable. I was like, sucking my teeth through a penguin. Why do I just want to mush up my penguin? That's rank. God, that makes things so much more clearer.
Right, shall I try explaining again? You bite off one corner, you bite off the other corner, you suck your tea, your brew
Yes.
through it, and it warms through the penguin, so it like melts and you eat it.
Right. Okay, that makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Well, I
so
can do that. Yeah.
next week it's the jelly with lemonade, and it's
Yeah.
the penguin with the tea then.
And let's have a section and we rate it out of 10.
Okay, I'm ready.
Let's do it. Well, what a lovely episode that's been.
I know, and do you know what? It's an hour and a half again, so
That's fine.
enjoy the edit.
Yay. But I hope everyone enjoyed it. And
Yes,
thanks for dealing me with me moaning a little bit. But
we love it. And please keep me busy in the comments because I'm not pulling my weight at the moment.
your pre-production and your comments. That's a lot.
Well, we need more comments. Keep me busy.
Thanks everyone in the
See you
next
next
episode.
week.
Bye.
Bye.